ado, una welcome to Voice of Salone Business Show, where they come to una from the victors. Una highly welcome, and we really happy for they are back this week. So today we get very great person in our midst. We really happy for we honor we invitation because this now a very strong platform we can use for send out messages them and give out advices to young Sierra Leoneans them all over the world. We were involved in businesses. So we really happy today. We guest for today now Mr. Sidi Saccoh. Now one person we really they do well now in space. So for una we not sabiam, una they can know a lot for this young fine gentleman. Hello and welcome, Mr. Sidi Saccoh. You're highly welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Melrose. Thanks for having me.
You're very much welcome. So firstly, thank you again for where you make time for we for honor the invitation. We're really happy. And Fambulem, Dr. Bete, who can join me in later. I see a bit tied up right now, but the show must go on. It must go on. So Sidi, who done a Sidi? Like if person asks you who is Sidi, what do you go tell them? Who is Sidi? Upambole way they watch now say, who does this think out so Sidi?
It's a very I think it's a very tough question. One way I not really sabi answer very well. Who done a Sidi? First of all, I would say I'm collect for say Sidi Saccoh Christian, and as a young man, we like they try as much as possible for be better than he was yesterday.
Okay. So I see you really do well in the business space. Few years ago, it wasn't like this, so it has to be like a really tough journey for you. But who done a CD in the entrepreneur world? Because me want know people in self where they watch who want know.
So first of all, like, I don't know if I need for the talk English or Creole. I mean, just remind me because I should say like I get few people that will be sharing, so we not
okay,
quite.
we can do them in English, or you just blend them. We can blend, or you do it in English. Whichever okay for you, but a Creole show really.
Yeah, so talking about Sidi as an entrepreneur, I think well, I would define. I think I'm not like for saying me as serial entrepreneur. I feel like I'm still learning, and to get to the serial stage, it takes a lot. And one thing we are very conscious of, are very conscious of the idea of not putting myself to a place where I want to reach it. I want to give myself, space for continuing for the improve. But Sidi Saccoh is like the founder of Gospel Academy Limited, which is Sierra Leone's premier gospel entertainment platform that brings together Christians of all denomination in the concert and awarding awarding platform. And I'm also the founder of Invest Me SL. Okay. So primarily Invest Me SL currently works very closely with SeedStar World Competition. So SeedStar is the world's largest platform for startup entrepreneurs in tech. We were able to successfully bring SeedStar to Freetown, which opens the ecosystem to a lot of opportunities, especially for people within the tech space. I currently also founded MentorX Africa, which is a global mentorship platform that is currently in 30 countries across the world, and we're growing really quickly. I'm someone who is somebody where they partner a lot and have a lot of collaborators, and I've dabbled into entrepreneurship for as long as I possibly could remember. And I actually I consider myself as an entrepreneur until when I finally get the full understanding what entrepreneurship means. For me, I was someone who was excited about new ideas, solving problems and things like that without any definition. So in the entrepreneur space, I think that not the way that I could define myself.
Okay, okay. Well, that's really amazing. Like, Sidi, you really did try in your little corner for make a global change, and this is very, very awesome. So, congratulations! Really, really proud of your work. Okay, so with the entrepreneurship journey, now one way really can challenging most times, and it frustrating and a lonely and it really scary. So, how has it been for you? What have been your limitations, your downsides? What has your journey in general been like for you to be at this stage right now? I know there has to be a lot of challenges. So can you tell us about it? Because most people, when you tell them about entrepreneurship, they have this mindset that, oh, it's going to be a smooth ride. But as soon as like the trials and the limitation kick in, most of them tend to have a second thought like, oh my God, was this really what I wanted to do? Most really leave the field and they go away. So what has your journey been like? Tell us in a few words.
It's been mostly interesting. So for the last couple of months, so just months, not years, I don't learn for use for say for replace certain words them like challenges, obstacle, replace them as interesting, exciting, and it makes it very easy for me. But as an entrepreneur, personally, it's been a very, very long road. And I feel like I still have a very long way to go. Like I say, when I started entrepreneurship, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know it was defined as entrepreneurship. Unlike other people now that, they get into entrepreneurship, there's a concept of entrepreneurship, then they get in. For me, I was just, I have an intriguing mind, right? So I was just intrigued by ideas. And so I started working and collaborating with a lot of people. One of those ideas was one of the most passionate ones I think I'd always get was me and some of my friends were thinking about how to launch iRegister, which primarily was a digital platform where they use for track your school picking, if in progress now school, see if you get assignments and things like that. So at that point in time, a lot of things that happen. And I feel like, say, for me personally, one of the most interesting points of my life or my journey is the idea of waking up every morning and questioning yourself whether you're doing anything with your life, right? You didn't
Yeah,
ask
I
alone.
know, I know.
You get friends them around you, and everybody like seemingly they do well. You go on social media, people and they post and things like that. And I remember when I graduated, I be the intern with my uncle in shop,
Yeah.
and I be like my uncle's mentor. But then I not even understand what mentorship means. By the way, I just feel like say just draw me Kenya, for just for not see the idol. And I remember a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, came to me one day. She was working in the bank, and then she said, I will always remember this was she said, "Wait till they see on idol one, you don't waste your life." You know, it was really difficult for me for accept which for accept say I chose that life because I wanted to learn as much as I can about business and things like that. But at the same time, like I know they make no money. I barely make
Yeah.
10,000 leons for house. Then a friend Kai can say you say you the waste your right. So at the end of the day, it's always difficult. I mean, for some of the answer to the question, it's like an artist, right? When somebody they paint a picture, they have a mental framework of what the picture will look like. But if you team up around it, they watch the picture, now rubbish, right? You don't really know what is going to happen until the final stage. So waiting then can usually do that for hiding corner and not get somebody around because they don't want people and they say, hey, what should you do? So what should you do? So you that so I think that was my mistake. I let a lot of people get into my aid, and I question myself a lot. So that has been my most interesting spot through my journey.
Wow. Okay. So with regards to all these ideas that you have, how have you been able to execute them? Because in the entrepreneur space in Sierra Leone and even in the world, I'm sure the idea is one big thing and the execution is another. That's why most of the people they have like a whole overwhelming idea when they tell you about it, but they have never bothered to execute it. How how was it like for you executing all those amazing ideas you have?
Um, uh, for me, it was a matter of collaborating. So I'm very big in collaborations, and I think I genuinely feel this is my personal beliefs, right? I'm not saying I know they say all my and I forget the same belief, but I personally believe say human beings are generally good people. Most times it's the influences of the situation within they in, and
Yeah.
but God acts in the way they make them end up for hurt you as a person. So because I get that mindset, I understand say, it's better for me to collaborate and partner with people than fight to launch things on my own, because I realize that if I each stage of my life, if I try for launch a project on my own, probably I not get the money. That's my number one. When I just start, I have the money. That's number one. The number two, I don't have all of the expertise, right? So
Yeah.
I look at people, I study them, I understudy them, and I get into a tiny bit of collaborations and partnership throughout my journey, and that's done be an incredible asset for me. All of my businesses, I'm very proud to say, none of them I owned up to 50% stake. All of them, I think my highest stake in any of my businesses is 40 something percent. What that means is it means I've been able to collaborate a lot and relinquish some control by bringing the expert on board and giving them shares. This is how I'm able to execute business. So all of my ideas, by the way, Melrose, have never come formed. So I have this very tiny book which I write, jumble ideas them. So they're not actually become really perfect and really
Yeah.
formed, but then came when I discuss them with people that I collaborate with and partner with,
Wow. Nice.
must
Nice.
make sense. We can set the able for and understand.
Yeah. Okay. It makes a lot of sense because if you take typical Sierra Leonean and you ask them about collaboration, they frown at it. We grew up noticing that, and subconsciously we took that as part of us. But now I'm happy. I learned from you. I learned from the Victors, from Dr. Bete. I learned from a whole lot of people that collaboration and teamwork makes the dream work. And the amazing part about it is that it even goes way faster than if it were you or just you doing all of the work. Yeah, just like you said, you don't have the expertise and you may not have the time to do everything yourself. So that's an amazing, amazing journey. Thank you very much, Sidi, for teaching us about that particular approach that worked out for you. Okay, so I'm very big on collaboration, but one thing that struck me really, really was the initiative of Mentor X. What really made you think about Mentor X? Like, why Mentor X Africa, and what brought about the initiative? Like, oh, I need to do this. Why did you feel like that was a need?
Oh, sorry. My internet just shake. There you
Okay, so
go.
yeah, wait, yeah.
Yeah, I've been listening. I missed some of the questions, the last questions.
Okay, now ask back. Okay, so Mentor X, why Mentor X? Of all the projects them way you don't do. Mentor X is one of the most inspiring, and it's helping people all over the world, not just Africa, but we have people in other countries that are really standing a chance to live a better life, a more focused and directed life than before. So what prompted you to think of bringing such idea to life? That's one. And two, of all the names in the world, why did you choose Mentor X Africa? Sidi, are you there?
Like I said, for me, yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, like Abide say, so none of my ideas come fully formed. I've been, to invest me. At one point in time, I wanted to create the largest database of freelancers, not list accountants, from medical field to lawyers to all of them in one platform, and then use them people in there for connect them with small business owners. And like, we're gonna need an accountant for do accounting for 1 month, and so buy for the accountant but money back for them, and then but at a very cheap price compared to if they were to employ full-time accountants. So that was the idea, right? And so I had that written down in my book, on my in my hustle book, and I started reflecting on my life a lot, and most of the journey and most of the things I've right. Like I said, when I did work with Ami on Cool, I never knew he was mentoring me, right? Now Salone, the concept of mentorship in itself, not to something like a way familiar, you understand? So the best way for describing that that man, they let me business, that my uncle, they let me business, so I can go to and they go help him. But we don't really know that that's a form of mentorship, because they get to, mentor you as you work as an apprentice or intern with them. So fast forward to 2020, I've already had this idea. So I score at the international stage with my speaking. So I came from Warwick University, and I was then going through my book, and then I saw, like that platform that I told you about, like the database for all of these, accountants and things like that. And then I was like, you know what? One thing that could actually work is if we incorporate mentorship, and it could be easy to set, right? And then, but it didn't really make, like I said, it didn't make full sense. So I called a friend of mine, Hamid Mara. Like I also said, none of my ideas come fully formed. So I called Hamid Mara, and I was having a conversation with him, and I was trying to pitch a business to him. I was like, like I can supply you, I can reach out to my network and see if I can supply you some mentors or some business development experts for work with you. And then he said something that like, we could actually build, something with a lot of mentors and things like that. Then I told him, pause, hold on, I'll get back to you soon. So I went back to my book, right, to that tiny hustle book. And then I was going through the same platform, which I said I will build, but for accountants, all of these other professions as freelancers. I was like, no, scratch, all of them mentorship, Mentor X, mentoring the next generation of Africa. So the X actually means next, but instead of saying next, NEXT, I just said Mentor X Africa. So that's how it happened. And this. And then he said, yes, that's it. Let's do it. But we did not know it was going to make that much of an impact, right? Dr. Alfred also is a co-founder. To make that big of an impact. I will not be here lying to you that, like we knew that it was going to be a massive blow and things like that, right? Maybe secretly we had hoped that it will make the impact now, but we were not bulletproof sure. There was no business plan written for MentorX Africa. There was no canvas model. Nothing like that was done. So we just wanted to create a platform where people can, benefit. We launched 2 weeks later. We are 100 plus mentees, within 2 weeks. And then I think after 2 weeks is actually when we actually start realizing what we've created. And I'm not sure. I'm still learning. I'm still learning a lot of things. But I'm really grateful for the co-founders and the partners I have working with me.
Okay. So this brings us to the first part of the interview. As you guys know, we usually take a little break, so you won't get bored of seeing our faces. So we'll cut short for the time being, and then we'll be back after a few minutes of the break. Thanks.
Why do a website when you can create an app for your business for free? Yes, with TAV App Maker, you can make an app as easy as pie. It only takes a few minutes. Simply choose a design template you like, add the features you want, and once you are happy with the results, publish it to Google Play and Apple Store, so your clients can download your app. Go to tavappmaker.com and create your free app today.
Cotton Tree Pharmacy is your new trusted provider of pharmacy services in Sierra Leone. You can count on Cotton Tree Pharmacy for genuine quality brand name and generic medicines. Guaranteed refills for prescriptions issued by doctors in Sierra Leone or abroad. Door-to-door medication delivery service in Freetown and beyond. Free health education. Have you heard about our Diaspora Medicine Connect? With Cotton Tree Pharmacy's Diaspora Medicine Connect, anyone can pay for your prescription online. Bring your prescription to 17 Pademba Road. Collect an invoice. Send your invoice to your sponsor in the diaspora. Your sponsor pays for your prescription online. We deliver your medication to you. For quality prescription and medications, visit Cotton Tree Pharmacy at 17 Pademba Road in Freetown. Have questions? Call our pharmacist on WhatsApp at 030-611-664 or visit our website at www.cottontreemedicalgroup.com. Come to Cotton Tree Pharmacy. We are ready to fill your next prescription.
Okay, guys, so welcome back. And today, for those of you joining in, we have the very industrious entrepreneur, Mr. Sidi Saccoh. And we have asked him about his journey. He is a very young guy who is doing very well in his own field, his own little way. He's creating a very big change. And for those of you just coming in, you're welcome. This is the Victor's Business Show brought to you by VOS Salone. So, Mr. Sidi, before going on to the second set of the questions, we have a whole lot of questions we want to ask about the entrepreneurship in Sierra Leone, because you are an expert in analyzing a lot of things. I follow you on social media, and you are a very critical thinking kind of person. So, a bit of question about who is Sidi, like not who is Sidi right now, but your childhood. Tell me a few things that you want to share with us. Okay, because I know definitely your journey has not been easy. So most of us see Sidi way back.
I think one thing I am definitely setting off is I was a troublemaker. And I received a lot of beatings from my elders. And I'll always get into fight. I remember the last time I had, I was beaten. It wasn't the fight because I was beaten. Was I think
Okay, so the difference between a fight and you
when you're beaten, right? Abide Gamma School, Form 6. And I get this my friend and we be the program and I get necktie na my neck and he buckle me and my necktie beats me good. And a bit of my early childhood was a bittersweet memory. So I was raised half part of my life, half part of my early childhood. I had a lot of privileges, and then we just wake up one morning, everything really went bad really, really quickly. And friends that I had at the time, Nagama School, used that as a prerequisite, like for provoke me and and torture me because they feel like I was not so a great person when I had everything working for me. So when I did not have everything working for me, I think it was Form 3 going to S1, like the whole, there was a whole lot of provoking here and there. People let me, they provoke me with, it was crazy. But yeah, then fast forward, I had to really, I had to really tell myself that I had to succeed. And the reason why I said that to myself is, if not for any reason, is because I needed to make my mom proud, because at that time I was seeing like what my mom was going through. It wasn't really something I would ever want any human being to go through. And I feel like I owe it to her personally to succeed, right? So from one thing to the next, I keep, fighting hard, finding ways to ensure that I excel at everything I was doing. And then I got into Fobe College. And it was actually at Fobe College that for the first time in my life, I felt like, just give up, man. It's too hard. Just give up, because it was really a rough ride, right? It wasn't the best experience in my life where I did for Bay College. It was a lot of ups and downs. There was a time I was very sick for like a whole year, 365 days, no single day I was sick throughout. And then I have two of my best friends who are now my brothers, and we'll all joke around, and then they will start calling me like mobile pharmacy, like if someone needs the medication, they'll ask me, hey Sam, check inside my box and say get medicine there, because that's how much medication I had to take to get through on a daily basis. I think it's all part of the journey of becoming. I still feel like I have a long way to go, to be honest. When I first started entrepreneurship, when I first started the idea of entrepreneurship, I'm in Belgium and Swazi, and I get my cousin, Bashiru Mahoy. So I was living with Bashiru in an unfinished house, but decorated room, because in Uncle be the building. And where at the college, I remember, I think I was in year 2 or so. I go tell me brother, and I was like, I go not home, but they never really knew what I was doing, right? They just know say anybody we now the also need phone. Now me then they call say Sidi, Sam, we need phone. Oh. Then they say I go not home, then I go couch phone, but they never really understand. Like they not really be know waiting. I be the pan, so I be they go like with Bashu, land the hustle, like the swapping of phones. It was really intriguing for me. So I think it's at that point in time, I start falling in love with the entire concept of negotiation, because waiting with the opponent and is you get old phone. We have old phones. You self get old phone, but you can't give you your old phone with money, so we'll give you your old phone. So so there was a lot of
Old phone.
yeah. So there was a lot of sabi talk and things. I was never an expert at it, but Bashiru really played a lot of I go say like responsibility. He had a lot of responsibility, just pushing me through and getting me to understand what's happening. So that has been my journey, and I feel like my journey has been. I've had more failures than successes. Now I'm learning to say they were not failures. I'm learning to say they were experiences that I learned from. But yeah, it was a bit of mixed feeling of good, great, but not so good, terrible. But yeah, it's been amazing. Yeah,
True, very true. Okay, so Sidi, what do you feel when it comes to the entrepreneurship environment in Sierra Leone? I know you are someone who thinks strategically, and you're an operations strategist, right? So
yeah.
what do you think? What do you think when it comes to the business environment in Sierra Leone? How would you describe it?
So recently I was down in Freetown. I had an epiphany, right? I realized for the very first time that the Australian economy is actually women. I wrote a piece about that, and I never actually understand why a lot of things that happen not the ecosystem, not necessarily in business side, irrespective of how much effort, government officials or the private sector individuals have said they've done to make it more friendly and things like that. And I feel like one of the key things that really kill young people, now Salone in terms of entrepreneurship, is that we're actually competing with people that we should not be competing with, right? So for instance, if I'm going in for a contract, I should not be competing with a politician. If the contract is for the private sector and it's an open bidding, I should not see myself competing with a politician who has an interest, hiding behind someone. But at the end of the day, it's not really competing. And I feel like that in itself is killing a lot of young people. And I feel like there's a lot of misplaced priorities. So we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about the business ecosystem, but I feel like we talk more than the action around. And one thing that I also strongly feel now is that the Australian economy is absolutely run by women. So if it is run by women, then with or without activism, women need to take an absolute control of that, right? But I feel like it's like they have all of the power, but then they're begging for power. You get what I'm trying to say, right? And I must say, I would be a hypocrite if I don't say I'm very excited about where we are now, because 10, 15 years ago, a lot of young people, when they don't left college or university, when they don't left university or school or whatever it is, the first course of action is to find a job, right? Now young people get into, finding their own business or starting something. It is a great thing. Because it means that the mindset have, somehow shifted. But one thing I am looking for is for us to start having the brutal conversation around entrepreneurship. What is entrepreneurship and what isn't? Because irrespective of how many enterprises are being formed, the majority don't really have actual value. So it's all about social media and things like that. So there's no actual value, there's no actual return. So it's not really in general helping the climate, the business climate.
Okay, that's true. That's true. So what opportunities are currently there in that space? What when you came, you said you came recently. So what were your observations with opportunities, like untapped opportunities? What did you see in the entrepreneur space?
I think I spoke to Dr. Alfred not too long ago. I said to him, if I have tiny bit of money, right, I will absolutely dominate the Australian ecosystem, like absolutely killed every angle, because there is so much opportunities. People just need to think, right? I can't sit here and I can give you 10 different ways, like 10 different ideas right now that can absolutely be a killing. But the big problem is people are going for what is cool, right? And selling cool in the market is one of the most difficult job, right? So you can have the social media hype, but selling cool is really difficult. And it's one of the reasons why you see there's a lot of photographers, there's a lot of fashion designers, there's a lot of hair products now, the bubble of shea products and things like that. And but there are so much more than that, so much more that can have an instant impact right across the board. So there's a high level of unemployment, right? Yeah, there are students coming up from work, and then they don't have, they're not able to get employment, and then they're not even able to get the experience we needed for get employment.
Yeah,
a huge business opportunity right there. How? Launch the platform investing was going to launch, right? Get students, accountants, or whatever it is, accountants, lawyers, doctors, whatever it is, sign up on your platform, and then pair them with short gigs, right? And then you actually, they help the small medium enterprise owner that could not actually afford legal representation, but have this very sharp legal person just graduating from law school, probably still doing pupillage, but still, because of a get out legal skill, you can use them. Have an accountant we go watch you books, audits for you. That's a huge opportunity, and it has the possibility of impacting thousands of people, right? And there is agriculture, right? A lot of people they think a lot about agriculture, right? But there's agriculture. It's incredible what people are doing with agriculture. I was speaking to a friend earlier on. I said, when I say toxic agriculture, it don't mean say you power forget farm. You could probably launch a digital platform on your platform now for sell or beef no more bet. You understand? You list all the pork sellers across now. The one that we get the organ where they kill them. List them on the platform. So I say kill now you first end up. They say, but I don't get orgo. So you just connect it with clients that we need org. That's a massive market. You don't only satisfy the customer, but you satisfy the pig farmers them, and then you make cool money. Right in the middle. There is AfriCell and Orange Money. I keep telling people there's a huge opportunity right there. Now, for you send money from Orange to AfriCell, impossible, right? If I send money to you, you not get AfriCell SIM, media Orange. You probably therefore go take onto an agent, for whatever reason, right?
It's a long process.
It's a long process. I mean, develop a system that actually acts as a middleman. You have on the system, you have both AfriCell and Orange SIM, right? When somebody send the money to an AfriCell number. It just bounced from an orange number. It just bounced off the orange number. Then the AfriCell number released the money. Incredible, instantly capture the market, like M-Pesa in Kenya is doing. I feel like we have to think really, really outrageously and forget about thinking cool.
I think I want to learn the way M-Pesa go, really, because of the way we didn't think. And only need,
we're thinking cool. We're thinking cool. We want, I think, we will post to business now Facebook, then we'll say, hey, this is cool, but that's not what sells them, right? Dr. Alfred said to me the other time, he said there are problems and there are solutions. But the question you have to ask yourself is there money in the solution?
Sure.
That's the next step of entrepreneurship, right? It's not only about providing a solution to a problem. You have to ask yourself now, the next stage is there money in the solution? And I feel like a lot of people don't ask that question. And because they don't ask that question, they're very limited to, and then they don't get to see the opportunities out there. But there are lots of opportunities, definitely.
Very true. Very, very true, Sidi. So what challenges are real entrepreneurs facing? Not just for Sierra Leone, but what are the challenges? Because when we started, remember I told you there are people who usually come to the show who have the idea of running a business but have not actually taken the necessary step to start the business. So would you please share some of the problems or the challenges that entrepreneurs face so others will learn and brace themselves up to be brave to actually deal with these problems, because they're definitely going to meet them along the way?
There are a lot of challenges. So I'll start with the self, right? One of our biggest challenges is ourselves, right? So a lot of people, they have an idea, they are emotionally attached to the idea, so much so that they do not feel safe sharing the idea with an expert that can actually work with them to make the idea work.
Yeah.
You've got to understand, right? Being emotionally attached to your idea is dangerous for you as an entrepreneur. Because you are so emotionally attached. Now the reason is to make a lot of people take criticism very, very difficult, right? Because they are emotionally attached to the idea. So when they are criticized, no matter how constructive it is, it becomes really difficult for them to process them. And then they become really defensive. So at the end of the day, they lost the entire thing, right? So that's the first one. The second thing is, Boku entrepreneur, we do two things. Number one, we either underestimate the level of work it will take to build our project or convert our ideas into, business. And because of that underestimation, we get frustrated really quickly. So we think short term, we don't think long term. We don't think, okay, if I start this my business, if I start my hair products, probably I'm not going to make any profits for at least 1 year. We don't think that. We automatically think, say, we launch business and then automatically we start to make profits.
Yeah.
So we underestimate that. So that's process in itself becomes a huge challenge for you. And then Boku other entrepreneurs have not actually had the idea of working within a structured framework. So because you have that experience, you don't really understand how to build a company. You understand? And unless you want to be, so Vuzi said there is a difference between self-employed and being an entrepreneur. So a lot of people are self-employed. So when you're self-employed, you don't really need to work within a very structured framework, right? They just tell you to provide a service, you go, you provide, you work out, right?
Yeah.
But when you're an entrepreneur, your idea is building a system that other people can work effectively with, even without your presence, right? Yeah. So these are the key self challenges. So external challenges could be, like access to capital. A lot of people talk about this, but it is a huge problem But even though that's a problem, the lack of entrepreneurship education also is a huge problem, because no investor wants to invest in a business that is not investment ready. And to be investment ready, you have to have been educated in what you're doing, right? It's not just standing, passion alone doesn't make it, right? John Maxwell said, passion erases common sense. You understand? So to have the balance in entrepreneurship, you have to be educated in what you're doing, and as well as have to be realistic in your projection, right? And then there is a lot of unfair competition. And for a country like Sierra Leone, I feel like even though they are, I don't feel like the entrepreneurs themselves are protected enough by the law. So you see someone have developed a system or an idea, a product, and then it's just copied like that by someone else. You understand?
Yeah. Like the same thing, everything the same, just the name that's different.
Yeah, exactly. So it becomes really frustrating. So that alone is a huge problem. And another problem that is killing entrepreneurs, especially startups, is taxation. So you start a business, you register the business, you haven't started making money, and then you have to pay taxes, right? So some countries, some economy have the capacity to give tax haven for at least 3 years. So if you register a business, you don't pay taxes, for 3 years, especially if now it depends on the type of business again, because the government the government need to understand that this is a business that actually has the potential to scale. You understand? So there should be different category. I feel like, if you ask me personally, I feel like genuinely every tech business in Salone should have a tax haven, right? Because starting a tech company is really, really expensive, and about 70% of the Sierra Leonean population don't really get it. So they will need time to catch up. You understand? So why tax a tech startup, when they're basically not making any money? So because of that, it drives a lot of people on the underground, and then the government lose money anyways because of that. I mean, we could go on and list a lot of problems, but I feel like the ones I've listed manages both the self challenge and then the external challenges entrepreneurs are likely to face.
Sure. Okay. So I was just about asking you about the laws and the protections of people's products and ideas when you stated it, but unfortunately we could not dive into that. So what would you say, or what really do you think about that? Because I don't feel like there are any laws, even if there were, but I don't feel like it's really, really been implemented. So what would you say about that, Sidi? Because most people are falling victim every day.
Laws in terms of what?
Laws that actually protect people, like copyright laws. People quickly they copy your ideas, and even if it's a service that you are offering, the next minute you see maybe it's just the first name of the business that has changed. Like every other thing is the same. I'll give you an example. There's a big brand I'm working with in Nigeria. It's called V Beauty Products. It's one of the biggest brands in Nigeria. Okay, they are specialized in cosmetic, everything cosmetic. So a few months ago, the lady who owned the business, her name is Vera. She came on the Instagram page and she was really, really annoyed because there's someone who copied exactly almost all of her products, the same thing. So if you see it, you're going to feel like, oh, this is Lady's V Beauty Product. And it's not. The name the person had was V Beauty Product. And that other lady had Lady V. So for all the other products, it was just V. So even the powder palette that you see, you would think that it is she gave the same cover, and the powder, the way the style of the powder was the same with the original one. So what happened was people started going into stores because of the fake one was cheaper, and then the retailers started buying that fake product and selling it at the price of the original product. So people started calling her, sending her DMs on her Instagram and telling her, I bought this product and I know I've used it before and this is not exactly what I used to buy. Or other people are saying, I have so much about the product and now I came to realize this is not even good. If it's not what, it's just social media hype. And she was really pissed and frustrated. She was like, no one is going to spoil my hard work. I watched the video. She was really furious on Instagram that evening. So what happened was she put in her legal team to work, and then they filed a suit, and she brought down the page. The business was cancelled. That other fake product that other lady was selling, it's cancelled. It took a while, but eventually all the products were taken off the market and she won her case. So if similar something is happening in Sierra Leone, what could you say for that, Sidi? Because we have this challenge, to be honest. We do have this challenge.
Firstly, Melrose, I'm going to say some really weird stuff, right? Bear with me. There are two things responsible for someone to steal your idea or copy you. Number one, it's too easy to do.
Okay.
Number two, it's really, really good. So if you launch something that is really easy to do and no one copies it, it is not good. Understand that. Understand that, right? If you launch a product today, Melrose, and it's really easy to do, it's one of those do-it-yourself stuff that you can actually do with low budget, but no one copies it, it is not good enough. You understand? You've got to understand this. It is absolutely not good enough. So when people copy you, right? When people copy you, it means your product or your service or your idea has two things. Either one, it is easy to do, or two, it is really, really difficult. You have to understand. It's left with you now to understand which is which, right? And now, let me get into the question proper. I feel like it is very unfair, especially for startup entrepreneurs, to kickstart their business, having done research on all of this, and all of a sudden someone out of the blues, probably with more money or whatever it is, to copy exactly what they've developed. I feel like it's grossly unfair. And in more advanced countries, if you are starting in tech and everything, that's why, or launching a product, you have patent laws and things like that can actually protect you for a period of time. Well, some of the businesses majority of the businesses I've launched are copyrighted for more than 177 countries, right? Plus, I feel like we have to think about alternative solutions. So if you are thinking about launching a brand or a business, and go research what the law in Sierra Leone is saying about copyright and things like that. I do feel like there's a copyright law in Freetown, in Sierra Leone in general. Yeah. I sincerely do feel like there is, but just like how normal, ignorance of the law, not an excuse. Now, so people are ignorance of harm, right? So I have been a victim of it. I did Gospel Academy Awards. I was about to launch it. Someone, copied exactly the same thing. I was going to partner with them, copy exactly the same thing. Change one for changing name, one for even use the same names and everything. But when my lawyer stepped in, then realize, say, wait till this, is different. You understand? Mm-hmm. So one aspect of business that a lot of young people in Salone don't focus on is the legal part. Yeah. They just feel like they have the idea, especially if it's a new idea, they have the idea, they register it, they launch the business, right? They forget about the legal part. Legal part having to be in how do you protect it? Consult with a lawyer. This is why it's also very important to have a very huge network. I can tell you, I have a very huge network, right? From lawyers to judges, you know, like, so I can literally have this conversation with them, even without having to pay them. Well, I know you, not charging me, but like,
that not only powerful but network city, because if you get people that are really close to you, something we really for pay for, you just need one phone call. If you're in a relationship that's good, you just need one phone call with them, and then you can put them down and talk to them. Say, now this how they go to go, now this how I do, how you see them.
Yeah, and then they will be able to advise you on legal, you know, things you could possibly do to protect yourself. I'll give you one example that my lawyer gave me. At the time that we were struggling with this, he said to me, okay, listen, every idea you have now, if you want to email someone else, the idea, whatever it is, email yourself first. So there's an email trail, there's a record date on the email when you email yourself, and then you email them. So when you go to court, the court can be able to see that, oh, you send it first to yourself. So the document was in existence before it went or it goes to the person, right? It's an easy walkover to prove that the idea is yours.
Okay.
It's an easy step for you to prove that the idea is yours. But it can actually lead to a long legal brouhaha and whatever it is. So what you want to do is consult with your legal person, have a conversation with them. Don't just launch a business. So for instance, people you want to launch, go into alcohol, sales of alcohol. Let's say sales of alcohol, right? And then you just register and then you start selling. It doesn't work that way. There are laws in selling alcohol. Like, for instance, you shouldn't sell to someone under 18. You understand? There are laws, like protect yourself. And I feel like a lot of young entrepreneurs just don't do that. And Melrose, whether you like it or not, someone out there is in constant search of the next idea they will steal. So like I told you earlier, it's either your idea is good enough or it is easy enough to copy, right? Okay. So you have to find the delicate balance between the two. But that will never be absolutely solved. It will be minimized, but it will not be absolutely an absolute solution. Even past on time, Salone passed patent law and things like that, which I don't really know whether patenting is something within a Salone, especially for tech people or for people that really launch products. I don't really know, but I do want to believe that there are some form of copyright or trademarking.
Trademark. Okay. So Sidi, quick one with the young entrepreneurs coming up. You're a very young person. I know what the level of experience varies. It doesn't determine by age. What would be your advice to young entrepreneurs coming up? When I say young, it's not just the youth. There may be someone who is like at retirement age, but she's a young entrepreneur who doesn't have idea. So what would be your advice as someone who has been in that field for quite some time now? What would be your advice to young entrepreneurs?
Believe in yourself. Nobody out there has the capacity to believe in you on your behalf. I come again. No one out there has the capacity to believe in you on your behalf. So the very first thing, you have to believe in yourself. It's only when you believe in yourself, you are robust enough to build 3 key things: persistence, courage, and discipline.
Yeah.
When you have these 3 key things that is born out of your belief system in yourself, then every challenge out there will be an added experience to your desired goal. And learn to take small wins, right? find ways to take small wins. So if you overcome a challenge, right, take it as a small win, like a gaining experience. It doesn't have to be financial, but learn to take small wins. So at that rate, you are not worn out, you're not exhausted, but most importantly, you're not frustrated, because you are seeing that you are improving as a person as you go along. And I feel like most startup entrepreneurs, even myself, sometimes we focus too much on the financial gain than every other gain around, right? There are a lot of other gains in terms of experiences, new skills develop, new network achieve, new people you meet. These are all gains, right? And these gains, strategically placed, will actually bring you the finances you're looking for.
Okay. So now we're going to go to a very interesting topic, which is the big sister and the housemate. Sidi, you know, now you feel this for strategizing, for analyze stuff, they assign you bad parande. So, but before they reach there, I want family know so they can talk about it, because it's very unhealthy, and we know what's they go on right now in the country. If me get like 2 people in a big sister, get 3 people in that, how me go vote this vote now? It's really not easy. But before we go into that, I go to read from the message that they don't send. As we always make we viewers them as part of the show. We don't want to let them they type, let them the comments, and we know they talk, we know they read the message them. Mrs. Eno will like than the show. How I feel, I want to feel loved and appreciated are the same way I treat me viewers them. Okay, so we get the first message from William Conte. He says, amazing people. Hannah B. Mansari says, hello, VOS family. Hi, Anna. How are you doing? Hope you're good. And then we get Mr. I.B. Kibe. We say, y'all keep it up, my people. Thank you, Mr. Kibe. And we get Franklin George Williams. We say, interesting. Hi, Franklin. Thank you. Okay. Salone first. Actually, Salone first Sidi now one of very constant viewer there, a very much active na the platform, and it send messages past all man in all two way they talk na sense. Like more a sense man no more now. And he really can contribute for the show. Okay, so Salone first, hi, and thank you for your contribution as usual. I was the first to say that our women in Sierra Leone are our greatest asset. Everything I have said on this platform can be fact-checked. Well done, Bra. You are a great teacher. But we as a nation are in trouble. Now, the message still at the gate. So, our nation is in trouble because you will see a group of Sierra Leoneans spending their time watching Big Sister or Housemate or Nigerian movies, but they are nowhere to be seen in business discussion. As a child in Sierra Leone, I have seen our women turning something out of it. Singapore is not great by spending their time on foolish things. I've been up to 12 hours working on my craft, civil litigation submission. Okay. And they say, and listen to a group of white people having a conversation. They are talking about the next project, what needs to be done. They are having a constructive conversation. While someone is sleeping at night, I am currently working on the civil litigation paper. Go past a group of Sierra Leoneans talking, pay attention to the conversation they have. So we get another message from Khadija Kekago. She says, your mom is proud of you. Mr. Sidi, how is Auntie Mami doing? Dandy, for you personally, send the message. Salone first say, baby steps off, whatever you do, keep moving. And Auntie Khadija say, bless you. So far so good. These are the messages that we have now. And we're really glad because everything when they say just they in line with waiting we talk. So Sidi, waiting now you I don't know how for beginner because I want to take time ask the question small but the housemate and the big sister waiting really you could say about them first in a general overview.
I mean, before I answer the emailers, let's just respond to somebody in question. We ask, I'm setting up a digital marketing and advertising business in Sierra Leone. What is your advice?
Okay, just here.
Marketing and advertising space na Salone. is a bubble at the moment. Which I mean bubble is there's a lot. It's really crowded. It's really crowded. You have a lot of graphic designers and things like that, right? So my advice to you will be, I'm a crazy person, and I'll tell you, Ibrahim, if you have pen and paper, write it down, right? Launch a platform that actually hosts all of the social media content writers, the bloggers, the graphic designers, the animators, everybody that actually can contribute into digital marketing. Have a platform that creates a one-stop shop for all of them. So if I am looking for someone to do like Fiverr, go study Fiverr and see how you can break it down for Sierra Leone. And don't just think Sierra Leone, think the Mano River Union. That's my advice to you, Ibrahim. Otherwise, if you want to go into the more traditional route, what you want to do is to, research your competitor and see what they are not doing and do it better. Having said that, in Big Sister and Housemaid scenario now, Salone, quite interesting. Very interesting. I feel like, this is my personal thought, I feel like as much as there are controversies between with the competition with the Big Sister and Housemaid, I think entrepreneurs like myself personally, I'm actually looking at this competition and learning from it, right? But I am also okay.
Okay, sir.
Um,
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. We seem to be having network problem. We can actually get through. I don't know if we should wait or we continue, because we are actually going on our limited time now. Hello.
Why do a website when you can create an app for your business for free? Yes, with TAV App Maker, you can make an app as easy as pie. It only takes a few minutes. Simply choose a design template you like, add the features you want, and once you are happy with the results, publish it to Google Play and Apple Store. So your clients can download your app. Go to tavappmaker.com and create your free app today. Why do a website when you can create an app for your business for free? Yes, with TAV App Maker, you can make an app as easy as pie. It only takes a few minutes. Simply choose a design template you like, add the features you want, and once you are happy with the results, publish it to Google Play and Apple Store. So your clients can download your app. Go to tavappmaker.com and create your free app today.
Okay, welcome. Sorry, we were trying to connect to the caller. Okay, Sidi, back to you.
Yeah. I feel like, again, like Abide say, this is an opportunity for all entrepreneurs out there for learn from the competition. And it's a very fast one where they go on right now. And I feel like it is more about this is my personal thought, right? I feel like it is more about competition than any other thing else. So, me as somebody who read a lot, and then I can watch a lot of interviews. I try to learn as much as I can, and I will quote what Jeff Bezos said in one of his interviews. He said he was asked, "How were you able to beat the competition?" And then his response was, "I never focused on my competition. I was obsessed with customer satisfaction." And I feel like these two shows, exactly the same format, running together simultaneously, competing against each other fiercely, they have absolutely forgotten about customer satisfaction. They've just focused on the competition, right? And it will create a whole lot of problems. So I'm not sure what the I'm not going for say them each show they make money or each show they make money. I don't know. Understand? But I feel like as a country, Salone too small for gets to reality TV shows of the same format running at exactly the same time. So it's an open space. Obviously, people can have everything, can do anything they want. It's a free market. But was it the best decision to run the same format at the same time? To me, I don't think so. But I want for belief, say, for whatever reason why the two competitors decide for Duam, then gets the best interest at heart. Getting into analyzing the competition, two things. Number one, it is grossly unhealthy. And I will not call it a competition, if you ask me. It's my personal fault, right? It is grossly unhealthy, and I will not call it a competition. Number two, I would say it's a battle, like it's a battle between two fierce competitors. It's like they've used the TV and things like that for show themselves. Primarily, that's the language I will use, right? But in business time, I will not strictly define them as being in competition, because when you be in competition in business is you're trying to, get your competitor to run for their money primarily, right? And for a show, the whole of Nigeria, as big as Nigeria be, now one game Big Brother then get, right? The concept of Big Brother now actually starts now Africa. It starts in Europe. Now one then we get, and it was developed. A friend of mine made it tell me say the original concept was actually developed by psychologists, where they want for study people and then it was really interesting. They decided let's put it on TV. They did. So you come on, you go South Africa, I think, and South Africa back now one, Nigeria, Big Brother Nigeria now one. I mean, why is Salone forget two of the exact same kind? And it's not only about the exact same kind, it is the exact same time. And for me, it beats me imagination up to today. I must tell you, Dandy, upfront. I could not really place it, but because of me inner because of the way I don't they try for train myself all this time for believe say people are generally good people. I want to believe say they all have experts in their corner that knows exactly what they're doing. But is it sending the right signal out there for other entrepreneurs, especially as young as the entrepreneurship sector is, not alone? I don't think so. I feel like there's a whole lot of things that could easily go wrong really quickly if we continue at this level. It doesn't present a very great picture for startup entrepreneurs, in terms of competition. I mean, the Salone market is really, really small, right? And irrespective of the fact that one Zainab has one, so Zainab drew her contestant from different other African countries, but the mere fact that it is hosted in Sierra Leone, not Salone TV, they broadcast this, that, and then you have AYV doing the same. Okay, so you have AYV and AfriCell. So this is how interesting it is. You have AYV and AfriCell, then you have Orange and SLBC. You understand? So it's probably something that we should carefully study, because it's one of 2 or 4 of the most fierce competitor coming together to fight each other. And for me, it doesn't make all of the logical sense. I'm not able to pinpoint exactly what it is about, but I want to believe that they have experts guiding them and their decision. I don't know whether they're making money or not, but I don't feel like personally sending out the right, the right signal about our sector as our ecosystem in general.
It's true, Sidi. It's very true, because I was here thinking, like, for the average Sierra Leonean, because these are actually the people that have time to vote. Those people who are the elites, they don't really have that time to always be keeping up with the shows, to updating people. No, it's actually the middle level and the low level income earners that have that time and have the hearts to sacrifice to vote for their contestants or people they fall in love with in the house. So how would someone really balance their time? That's one. I've had that argument like a lot of time. I see people that talk say, na me data na me right. Good hour watch, now they watch.
Well, because Melrose, the truth is, it's not really about the customer. These 2 shows running, it's not really about us. It is about themselves. It is about, so they are obsessed with the competition. So they haven't really considered the customer, the customer, consuming this content, right? So they are obsessed about themselves. And this is why I initially quote that Jeff Bezos said, the way he's been able to beat his competitor, he's become obsessed with his customers. You understand? Because he's become obsessed with his customer, he learned what they want, he learned what they like, how they like it, delivery, everything. So it's about them, customer. And the more you satisfy your customer, the loyalty you build, right? You build the loyalty. So even if the customer not like you, they just can't see any other way for survive without using your service, right? And for these 2 shows, while they're different from obviously Amazon or Jeff Bezos, but for the all 2, I feel like, now we the consumer, like you say, I have to now choose between watching Zainab Sharif or watching AYV. You understand? Yeah. I have to make that decision. And internet is so super high for me within a salon, out of Salone, we therefore use Facebook. Now blackout day, so it means a lot of people back there for benefits use Facebook, and data they consume a lot. I think we get custom caller on the line, so okay. I feel like it's more about them than we.
Okay. Hello, caller. Welcome.
Hi. Good evening. How do you do?
We do fine. Thank you very much for calling. What's your name and where you call from?
It's Mina Edward Mara. I call from Philadelphia.
Okay. Hi. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, straight up. I think the gentleman at the studio make a valid point, but it defeating the purpose also. Okay. I want to say the competition that is going on right now, healthy. And we're not afraid competition. That's what business is about. I want to let them get 2, 3, 4, 5 shows. Waiting unique selling point. You know what I mean? Sierra Leone small, yes, but let's start for competition. That's what make the developed world, because there's competition. Nobody forget a monopoly over anything. You know what I mean? So if we don't make the point, say it's customer satisfaction. Okay, let everybody prove to customers that they are the best. You know, and we don't for free competition. I just want to make that point. By the way, you know what I mean? And the actual point what one can tell now is that, you know, many a time the government they say, oh, youth empowerment and stuff like that, blah 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 blah. But we need to see practically it happen. The thing in Salone is that people are poor. Young people or people that get idea for business, not even get the collateral for give bank for let them get loan. Okay, so how about government come up with a scheme where, let's say, I'm going to put $20 million for youth empowerment. Now, how this is going to work? Okay, before this go on, I'm going to send an email to myself, like the gentleman says, so that it come up for me first. Anyway, I'm just kidding. But what I'm saying is, we have this money, you know, they stand by, and let government set up a body. Let us scout out for entrepreneurship, like young people that we get vibrant idea. We go able to come and prove the proposal. You know, we get people that we want for do business. We get business ideas and all that. But like I say, they not get the collateral for the bank. And of course, bank I get for big profit. And if you not count collateral, I will like you always they say, oh, the Lebanese they take over and all that. But then brother, then they stand for them and all that. So how we get for do this? We have to get a body. Like I said, the money already done there. You come with your proposal, can't defend them. If we say this is viable, this go make money. You know what I mean? We implement your project. Now, we are not going to put money in your hand because we know how people go misappropriate and all that. Okay, let's say you're good in your hand. Say you do, you know, you're a masterpiece and all that. We're going to create like a first class salon for you. You know, by how you don't tell me proposal, how this go make money, how with money go come back and all that. So we spend like $20,000 on you. We need to put the money in you. We build the salon, get all the accoutrements them na the salon, and you start your business. And we'll see how you they grow. Okay? So you pay 50%, you they pay back because you get for payback because the money gets for go around. You know what I mean? I'm just saying this for an example. How you they make the money, now so you they pay back. That's how you they pay back. Let's say 50% they go back to you for one the business and all that, and 50% they go back to the payment. Once you don't for paid out with $20,000, we left the business give you. That's yours.
Wow.
Do it, push it, this and that. You know what I mean? So if we continue to do that, we go see how people let come up poverty. You know what I mean? That's the problem. That's the root cause. But then we get to find practical reason how we for make it work. And I just don't make an example. And if we do that, I feel say we will get plenty people that will come into business and it go fine. You know what I mean? Because we all know government cannot employ everybody. You know, until we empower the small business. Because small business, even here in America, small business now they do things. Now they employ people and all that.
Okay.
You know, so look, we try and see and see how it works. Okay.
Thank you. But what did me go say? Well, with regards to the big sister in the housemate, we be the talk about. I don't feel Sidi say anything negative about them. The only thing what he say like the population for Salone, having been that both shows, then they show the two shows them on Salone, a national show, not like that international.
It's good for competition. No, let me not forget that. Matter of fact, that's two different shows. The one they talk about.
But the thing is,
okay, let me just say this.
The same shows that at the point in time not make sense.
The one they talk. I'm sorry, my dear. The one they talk about women empowerment, and the other one they talk about
points with
like
regards. They don't make points with regards to saying the competition healthy, no one has monopoly over anything and things like that. But this is the fundamental problem, right? The fundamental problem is at this stage is you have the two exact show of the exact format running at the exact same time. You understand? Not left anything out. You're talking about two shows of the exact format running at the exact same time. And I'll give an example. Let it go and go research and everything. There's nowhere in the world that this has been done. That two exact show like Big Brother or Big Sister or whatever it is running at the exact same time. I am not saying they should not do it. Like I said earlier on Melrose,
Yeah.
I said I want to believe that there are experts in both
Yeah. You said it.
understanding what they're doing. But I feel like some people just, they're excited and they want to, think everything is as they feel it is. But the truth is, you can't have two of the exact same show from four of the biggest competitors in both the telecom communications industry and also the media industry coming together, delivering the exact same show format at the exact same time. And you want to tell me that competition is healthy? Unless there's another definition of what a healthy competition is. But I don't feel like it is.
In a Boku Sidi, now we see 7 million, for example, but that 7 million, the almost people really they live average life force in not reach the 3 million. But the 3 million back, almost people get data, almost people get time for watch the show.
I feel like again, like I said, most times when we have this competition, people bring emotions out, and because they approach the conversation from an emotional perspective, they tend to be blinded by other things, right? So you have to look at everywhere in the world, right? Nigeria, for instance, now they talk about that woman just Norway, then copying products. Nigeria, they're very good at that. But when Big Brother Nigeria comes, it's only one. You understand? At least for that period, for that week safety. You understand? Because you have to think beyond just watching the two shows.
Sure.
He's saying no one owns monopoly of the market and things like that. But that's not monopoly, though. What these two are actually doing now is setting a bad precedent. So again, like I said, it's absolutely what I think. And I don't know the reason why they did what they did. I again want to reiterate that I'm sure that they have experts within their corner. That's where they teach them waiting for do, right? Yes. And then another thing is he said that the government should put money down and then give people money to start up their business and things like that. No, I don't feel like any government, especially in Africa, have that time. Government expenditure is through the roof. You understand? And then the return is very, very low. This is why majority of the African continent have a deficit budget, right? So meaning we import more than we export. You understand? And Salone, now it do not give an economy. It need for no dandy. So the $20 million or anything way they talk like that, just not sit down and wait. So my question is to every entrepreneur out there, would you say because governments not give you money for start up your business, you will not launch the business? See, if you are planning to launch, if you are planning to go into, say, production of let's say you are opening a very big factory for begin produce juice or let's say you want to go into big factory for they do like a jolly juice, right? You don't have that financial capacity. Break it down. Let the factory be your ultimate dream, but break it down, right? Start by, do your handmade factory, get to that point, get to that. So at that time, the collateral way they talk to, so over time, you actually build them up. So when you take an out to bank, they're able to see the potential, they're able to invest. No bank need to invest in an idea. And if you're saying government will invest in ideas of people, it's a huge, huge risk. And government, especially government of Sierra Leone, don't have that money seated. The best government could do is maybe work with developmental partners to launch acceleration programs within universities, right? So where entrepreneurs within university can go through a whole accelerator program within university and then have seed funding, but not managed by the government. You understand? That capacity is just not there. Unless otherwise, it be another of them failed projects them. But if it won't fully be sustainable, the capacity is just not there at the moment. And if it's not there, break down your ideas into something you could do every single day. If now, Salone, you want bill, start off first by doing the hair of your body them. Get out that money day, open one shop, go.
That's small.
Yes.
And for me, Sidi, I think saying the same thing is have do now like God really be blessed now. You see the business expand. I really start small. Begin first with me, small brush, they begin me, the tower land 2016, the woman way saying we do all small thing, then I don't know begin with. Like say you can get like online page in a way they post you, people that they see they call you, you begin take small some money. Say you actually submit, you can't go, it's not easy. So for let's suppose the just come meet you with an idea, it's like idea stage, so you not get any minimal viable products for sure. And then they actually say they fund you, except if not family or somebody really got affection for you. Now they able to do that kind of thing. But generally on the business, like professional level, it almost not possible. Like idea is very important, but people who invest in something where they don't see all like potential say, okay, this is the block. Okay, see. So I think we don't spend a lot of time and we don't talk a lot of good things them. But one more thing, let's just see the message now and then with the close. Yeah? Let's just go over the message then.
Why do a website when you can create an app for your business for free? Yes, with TAV App Maker, you can make an app as easy as pie. It only takes a few minutes. Simply choose a design template you like, add the features you want, and once you are happy with the results, publish it to Google Play and Apple Store. So your clients can download your app. Go to TAVAppmaker.com and create your free app today. Why do a website when you can create an app for your business for free? Yes, with TAV App Maker, you can make an app as easy as pie. It only takes a few minutes. Simply choose a design template you like, add the features you want, and once you are happy with the results, publish it to Google Play and Apple Store.
Okay, so thank you very much to everyone. Una always take time today for watch this program, una we comment, una we share. Una always just the watch. Some man the watch, they comment, but we see una and we really appreciate una. And on behalf of the victors, we say a big thank you to una the viewers, and because without una the show not they happen or the switch. So want to say thank you for each of una. We take una time for watch we for comment and contribute. We love una deeply and appreciate una. And Mr. Sidi, Saccoh, thank you so much. You really try for it today. Let God bless you, and I pray God will expand your business and let bring you to a world of like dumbfoundedness in a very positive way. I just wish you all the best in your adventures them. And on behalf of the victors and Voice of Salone, we say a big thank you to you. I don't know if you get any last word for we fumble them.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say thank you to everybody who don't take the time out today. And I feel like we don't talk a lot of things, and there's no last word or anything like that. Let's all just keep excelling and collaborate and partner some more.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Saccoh, for giving us your time, and we hope for the hear from you and to bring you more often because we get a lot for learn. Okay, so general thank you to each and every one again, and we did say thank you to the man behind the scene. Thank you so much. You do a very amazing job for letting you do a very good production here. But thank you so much, and thank you everyone. We will see you now in 2 weeks' time. Lots of love. Good night.